Well, good day everybody, and welcome to my channel Whiskey Journey. Today I've got something a little bit different for you guys, and heads up, this will be a slightly longer video. So a few months back in March, I released a video called Subscriber Sample Saturday, and I really enjoyed doing that. It was samples that a subscriber had sent me, 5 different ones. They were all fantastic, and we did a bit of a trade. I sent them 5 samples, they sent me 5 samples. And I thought it was a fantastic way to be able to try bottles that I wouldn't normally have bought. My subscriber hit me up again this month or last month, and we decided to do another trade. So I got another 5 samples from them, and I sent them on another 5 samples as well. And as I said, it's a fantastic way to be able to try different drams, try something different, and we have a fantastic lineup today. I've got 3 Foursquares, a rum from Guyana, and also a Worthy Park as well. So really looking forward to trying these. This is all pretty much blind as well. I don't try these drams before I review or give you my thoughts. So it is kind of blind, but anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, guys, and apologies, it will be quite a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to do from right to left, and the first dram I'm going to be trying is from Foursquare. Foursquare Indelible, 48% ABV, part of the exceptional cask selection. Ex-bourbon, ex-Zinfandel casks, a blend of pot and column still, rum, and distilled in 2010, and this is an 11-year-old. Okay, quite low ABV compared to a lot of the Foursquares I've tried, so it'll be interesting to see what we get with this one. I'll go through each different one when I taste them. Okay, so we'll try this one first. So this is the Foursquare Indelible. I don't think I'll be adding water to this one. I think 48% ABV is I don't think there'll be much value in adding water, to be honest. So on the nose for the Foursquare Indelible, let's see what we get. Fruity, dates, definitely sweet. Typical Foursquare, this one. Very typical. So date sweetness, as I said. Dried fruit, almost character as well. Raisins. Oh, it's just, I do love the nose on Foursquare. It's always a beautiful nose. But yeah, as I say, fruity, some pineapple there. There's some obvious wood as well, some oak influence as well. Very slight note of acetone. There is some mustiness there as well, definitely. Very light funk almost. But mango as well, some papaya, sugary sweetness, but natural sweetness. It doesn't smell artificial in any way, shape or form. Just a lovely balanced nose. I do like that slight musty note though. That's beautiful. Yeah, there's definitely a slight mustiness to this, which I find it difficult to identify. But yeah, beautiful nose. Let's just have a wee taste and see what we get. So Zinfandel, the Indelible, 48% ABV. Very sweet. Naturally sweet though, as I said. A little bit of spiciness in there from the barrel, definitely, on the end. Nice viscosity, clean, dates, figs, sugar, mangoes, papaya, juicy character. A little bit of wood now appearing in the finish, but not powerful, not overbearing. Very easy drinking. I could quite easily see myself sipping this in the summer sun. Doesn't quite have the power of the other Foursquares I've had, but admittedly they are much higher in ABV. They're pushing 60%. This is 48%, but very drinkable. Just a lovely sweet dram with all the classic Foursquare notes, in my opinion. Yeah, just a really enjoyable pour. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so that's an amazing start, and as I said, that's the Indelible. Really nice, just a nice way to start the tasting, in my opinion. Beautiful. Right, so let's get on to the next Foursquare, shall we? So this is a 15-year-old Foursquare bottled at 55% ABV. The private cask selection for Berry Brothers and Rudd. Blend of light and heavy rums. Yeah. Matured 15 years on site in Barbados. Okay. Ex-bourbon cask. So this is an ex-bourbon American white oak cask. So ex-bourbon cask, fully ex-bourbon, 55% ABV. Right, so let's just get onto the nose. I'm going to have a sip of water first. Right, let's go on to the nose first. So 15-year-old Berry Brothers and Rudd edition. Again, classic Foursquare nose of dates and figs and dried fruit character. Classic bourbon barrel influence, some vanilla, some caramel sweetness. Doesn't quite have the, definitely more oak influence on this one, in my opinion. Definitely more wood. This one, the Indelible, had that musty sort of edge, which I really liked. This one, it feels more classic Foursquare. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad thing at all, guys. So definitely some raisinated fruits as well. Mango, definitely. Prunes, figs, definitely figs, but getting some prunes, almost like stewed fruits, stewed prunes. Yeah, definitely more stewed, jammy marmalade. Yeah, this one's definitely, I would say, fruitier than the Indelible, in my opinion. But definitely more of that stewed fruit character, definitely. It reminds me of my mom, actually. I mean, she used to eat a lot of, for breakfast, she'd always stew some fruit. And it reminds me so much of that smell, reminds me of definitely of when she used to cook the fruits and stew them. Plummy, raisins, as I've said already. Yeah, it's a lovely nose, guys. Beautiful nose as well. And definitely for me, fruitier, jammier, marmalade, that sort of style. Highly enjoyable, but more influence from the wood, in my opinion. Let's just try it then, at its full strength. There comes that wood influence on the end, some cedar wood, cigar boxes. But that drinks very well as 55% ABV. I've added a bit of water. Not sure it needs it. That drinks really well. But loads of fruit on this one, in my opinion. Stewed fruit character. Dates and figs, dried fruit, nuts. Definitely some nuttiness. And then you're left with that blanket of oak on the end. Definitely that cedar wood influence right on the end. Stewed fruits, as I've said already. That's also really enjoyable as well, guys. Difficult to choose between the two. Marmalade, jam. As I've said before, definitely a fruitier profile, in my opinion, to the first one. But let's just have a wee sniff and a taste with the water added. Some furniture polish. But still very, very fruity. Stewed fruits, as I've said already. I know I'm repeating myself. Stewed fruits, raisins, dates, figs, wood, cigars, tobacco. Yeah, just a lovely nose. Just like just like it is without water. So let's just have a wee taste. Juicy, tartness with sweetness. That's actually a lot. I actually prefer that with water, just with a bit of water. It's become quite thick in viscosity. Layer and layers of fruit. Dry fruit character, as I said before, the stewed fruits. But it picks up, just with that bit of water, I find that the profile becomes a bit juicier, invokes salivation, and then you get a bit of dryness. Beautiful sweetness and tartness going on with that one, in my opinion. More sort of that wood influence on the end, but toned down just a tad. I think between the two, I would say this one's richer experience. It could just be because of the heightened ABV, but I think a little bit more maturation has made this a richer experience, in my opinion, compared to the Indelible. Indelible's a little bit more youthful, perhaps. This one is just rich, heavy, but quite light on its feet when you add a bit of water, but just that addition of water. I love a juicy profile with my drams. And this one for me, just get loads of that juicy profile in the end, and the wood just gets toned down just a little bit, which is my preference personally for Foursquare. I don't mind wood. I mean, you're always going to get some wood with Foursquare, but I prefer it when that wood element is toned down just a drop. So between these two, so far the Berry Brothers and Rudd 15-year-old is my favorite so far. But we've still got one more Foursquare to go. So this one is Foursquare Sovereignty, 62% ABV, 14-year-old, again part of the exceptional cask selection, a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry. Now, I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to Foursquare and ex-sherry casks. The Elysium that the Whiskey Exchange released is probably still one of my favorite Foursquares, the 12-year-old, absolutely stunning. And I think the last sample that my mate sent me, one of them was, I think it was the Mystique. I think it was a 14-year-old, and that's also sherry as well. So I do enjoy sherry when it comes into the mix with Foursquare. Blend of pot and column still rum, and yeah, so high ABV. So let's just give this one a nose and a taste at its full strength. I'm looking forward to trying this one because I am a sucker for sherry maturation in my Foursquare. Right. Right, let's have a wee nose then. Excuse me. Oh, there's definitely sherry influence on this one. You can smell it straight away. Raisinated fruits, definitely. Bit of mustiness as well. Dunwich, almost like Dunwich Warehouse, that sort of element, but not heavy in any way, shape or form, but it is slightly there. Dates and figs, as per usual with Foursquare. Mustiness. Absolutely beautiful. I love this nose. And this, as I said, I am a sucker, so I am a bit biased, but this is a stunning nose for me. All the classic notes of Foursquare, but blanketed with that sherry goodness. Beautiful. Right, let's just try it at its full strength. Robust and rich, flavorful, dried fruits, raisinated fruits, mangoes. Some wood influence on the end, but not as powerful, in my opinion, as the 15-year-old from Barrell Brothers and Rudd. Juiciness, sherry goodness, definitely sherry notes there, classic sherry notes. Dates and figs as usual. A little bit of tartness, not as much as this one from Barrell Brothers. Finish is starting to fade just a wee bit. So I've added a bit of water. Let's just see if that changes anything. Yeah, still got that stunning nose. Foursquare mixed with sherry. I just love the nose. But I'll be honest, the palate's enjoyable, but this 15-year-old from Barrell Brothers and Rudd, so far for me, is taking the lead. Simply because it's so fruity. I love fruitiness in my drams. This one is really, really fruity in my opinion. And once you add a bit of water, it tones down that wood influence a wee bit for me personally. So far, I'm enjoying that profile the most. But let's just have a wee taste. A little bit of chili powder, chili flakes. Yeah, definitely some spices on the nose now with the addition of water. All right, let's just try it. Very similar to the very similar palette to without the water. So still getting the classic Foursquare notes with a blanket of sherry, some wood influence on the end, just a wee bit, a little bit of tartness, a A little bit more heat. Obviously this is high ABV, so 62%. Okay, it's toned down a wee bit. I think between these two, I think so far the 3 Foursquares I've had, I think that for me personally, the Berry Brothers and Rudd 15-year-old stands out, definitely. And then it's kind of a toss-up between the this one, the Sovereignty, and the other one, the Indelible. Kind of a toss-up between those two, in my opinion. I don't feel this is quite as good as the Elysium 12-year-old that I've got. That's just my opinion. But that could change. I've still got a wee bit to try later on, perhaps. Still very, very enjoyable though. I mean, all these Foursquares, all 3 Foursquares here are fantastic. And, you know, Foursquare is an amazing distillery, and I enjoy all the expressions. I've enjoyed all the expressions I've had. I don't think I've ever had a bad Foursquare. And this one's no exception. These are all great releases. But yeah, mate, Berry Brothers and Rudd 15-year-old, my preference. Okay. Okay, so that's Foursquare. That's all the Foursquare gone now, or I've tried all 3 Foursquares and given you my preference. We're now going to move on to this one here. So this one is a company called SBS, or Single Barrel Selection. This is 2006 Diamond from Diamond Distillery, bottled at 56.4%. Molasses pot still, ex-bourbon barrel, 240 bottles. Very interested to see what this tastes like. I've got a few rums from Guyana in my collection, and that's because this one's quite dark. This looks like there's quite a lot of influence from the barrel on this one. It'd be interesting to know how long it's spent in the tropics versus in the UK or continental aging, because the one Guyana rum that I've got is a 22-year-old from Colours of Rum, and I think that's spent 20 odd years in a cognac cask in the UK, and it came out quite light compared to this one. So it'll be interesting to see what we get with the spirit and how much influence we get from the barrel on this one. As I say, quite dark, definitely. Okay, so let's just see what we get on the nose first. Guyana funk, definitely, but certainly not as powerful as the 22-year-old. That could be down to the age though. But definitely that Guyana funk, or Guyanese funk, is coming out. Prunes, definitely prunes. Aniseed? Is that aniseed I detect? Plummy, definitely plums, or yeah, plums. There's some spice as well that I can't quite put my finger on. But definitely, I think it's aniseed and licorice. Definitely licorice. Yeah. That's quite strong licorice, I think. Where's my mind playing tricks on me? Yeah, definitely. Lots of licorice, very unusual. All the Guyanese rum that I've had, it's all, you get that typical sort of funkiness, and you get lots of acetone, I find, as well. But maybe it just depends on the barrel. I'm really surprised that this is a bourbon barrel. Let me just double check. Yeah, ex-bourbon barrel. I'm really surprised. Interesting. It's pot still rum. That's a stunning nose. It's not typical from what I've had with rum from Guyana. But yeah, prunes, definitely plummy. Loads of licorice. I get so much licorice on this one. Right, let's just taste it and see what we get. kind of a mix of licorice and aniseed right at the end there. And I love licorice and aniseed. Aniseed balls, I used to suck them when I was a child. Lovely finish on that. Beautiful finish. Stunning. Fruity, but difficult to identify. A little bit of acetone. There is some wood influence there, but not a lot in my opinion. It's so difficult to describe. But that finish with aniseed and licorice, that is beautiful. I love that. I add a little bit of water to that. It's just so different to Foursquare, in my opinion, but quite rich, good viscosity as well. I think so far this is my favorite, because it's different, very different. Yeah, as I say, it's not as funky as what I'm used to with rums from Guyana, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love that sort of, as I said, I love that aniseed licorice sort of note around the end. Spicy, there's some spices, baking spices, but there's fruit as well, and it's difficult to identify. I know I've said a plumminess, and there's definitely some raisins, I think, as well. Yeah. A little bit of toastiness, toasty oak. But yeah, I just love that. Very, very different to the other drams. All right, let's just have it, try it with a bit of water. That finish is just incredible. Love that finish. Again, fruity, juicy, aniseed, licorice. The finish is the best part, in my opinion. This is easily the best finish of the bunch. It builds and builds, and it just hits with a burst of fruit and as I said, that aniseed licorice note. Very different. Not at all what I was expecting. The Guyana funk, in my opinion, is toned down just a wee bit on the nose compared to what I'm used to, but that's got so much flavour, and I still can't believe that this is ex-bourbon. Just the colour, I mean, it's just the influence from the barrel, but there's not much wood, so that's very interesting. There's not much wood on the palate, in my opinion. An absolutely stunning finish on that. Good viscosity as well, as I've said. That's my favourite. That's definitely my favourite so far. Okay, well, we're down to the last dram, and this is a dram I should be kind of familiar with. So this is Habitation Velier, Worthy Park 2005. Now I have a bottle of the 2006, and that particular bottle is probably my favorite Worthy Park. Decided not to include it in the lineup because I want to keep this strictly for my subscriber. So this, bottled in distillation 2005, bottled in 2015, pot still, matured in ex-bourbon barrels. So as I said, this is the 2005. I've got the 2006. The 2006 was amazing. Let's see what this Worthy Park gives us. What was the ABV? 57.8. Right. So onto the nose. Okay, so we're getting into definitely Worthy Park territory. Jamaican funk, definitely, but not heavy, not Hamden in any way. A Worthy Park Jamaican funk. Bananas, olives, some acetone, some glue, not heavy though. Fruits, tropical fruit type nature, some pineapple, definitely some industrial tones too. Yeah, this is actually really nice. I do enjoy the Habitation Velier Worthy Park releases. Yeah, beautiful nose with all the classic notes from Worthy Park, and I think this is fully tropically aged like all the Habitation Velier releases are. So let's just try this on the palate. Olives on the finish. So, it's really enjoyable. I kept the Jamaican one for the end because it should, in theory, have more funk than all these other releases. Banana, much like the nose, bananas, pineapple, acetone and glue, olives, lots of olives as well. Bit of sort of a coastal edge, in my opinion, almost like smoked fish, oysters, sea spray, salty, definitely. Obviously, I can't compare it. I'm not going to compare it to the 2006, but this is highly enjoyable, guys. I think what I will do is I will sit down and I've got a bit of the sample left. I will sit down and try the 2005, 2006 together and just see which one I prefer. But for the purposes of this tasting, just trying out this one. So with a bit of water. Yep. Okay, so more acetone and glue. Still getting the pineapple and bananas. Yeah, the nose hasn't changed too much. Still a beautiful nose. Some olives and brine. Yep. Let's just have a wee taste. One thing I will say about this one, it does feel, in my opinion, perhaps from my memory, and I've had quite a bit of the 2006, it does feel a bit more bite to it, a bit more, feels a bit more aggressive on the palate, a bit more heat than I remember from the 2006, and I really need to try them side by side to really form an opinion. But that's still stunning. I still enjoy this. Fantastic. Loads of typical sort of tropical fruit elements mingling with that industrial edge, olives and glue. Just an absolutely stunning rum. The Habitation Velier Worthy Park releases are just fantastic. If you get to see them at retail, if you do find them at retail, highly recommend them. This one is highly enjoyable, but I will need to do a proper tasting side by side between this and the 2006. But highly, as I said, highly enjoyable. Yeah, so that's a tasting, guys. It's quite, as I say, quite a few drams to try out. And I'm going to give you my thoughts, my final thoughts. So the winner for me, this single barrel selection. Single barrel selection? Yeah. 2006 Diamond. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. I love the finish. The finish for me is the winner on this one by quite some distance. And even the nose is stunning as well. Beautiful. Let's have one more taste of this one. And there comes the finish. Beautiful, powerful finish. As I've said already, by far my favorite dram when it comes to the finish. Now, aniseed licorice note. I'm a sucker for aniseed and licorice. So this one for me is an easy winner out of all of them. So rated first, the single barrel selection 2006 Guyana, definitely. The next I would say is this Berry Brothers and Rudd 15-year-old Foursquare. Very, very fruity in my opinion. Addition of water, in my opinion, just elevates this dram to another level. It knocks back that wood a wee bit. Definitely get more of the expression of the fruit in my opinion. So that's my second favorite. Third will be the 2005 Habitation Velier Woody Park. And I would say between these two, I'm still undecided. So a tie between the Indelible and the Sovereignty. I must say I definitely prefer the Elysium to this from memory alone. But that could just be my thoughts messing with my head. I don't know. But just now, just trying these together, yeah, winner in my opinion by quite a margin, quite easily, the 2006 single barrel selection. That's fantastic. I would get a bottle of that, most definitely. If you can find the bottle, definitely get it. Okay. Right guys, so that just about wraps up everything for this tasting. I know it's been a really long video. And I just want to say once again, thank you mate for providing these samples. It's a privilege to be able to try these samples, and I'm glad that we have that sort of relationship where we can have the trust to be able to send and give each other samples. And as I said guys, if any of you are interested in this sort of thing, as to say UK only, and you want to swap samples with me, as I said, hit me up on my Instagram. These are my favorite tastings. I do enjoy doing these reviews. I know they're longer and they might be boring for some people, but I really enjoy doing them because it's more blind than anything else, and it's also a relationship that we can build between each other, and also saves money as well, because I might not necessarily, I mean, these Foursquares I probably wouldn't purchase, except maybe the Berry Brothers, but this Guyana I would definitely purchase. Okay guys, so thanks for watching and sticking with me. But if you enjoy my content, then please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It is always appreciated. But as usual folks, not much else to say except have a fantastic day. And I hope this video turned out well, because that's probably over half an hour. I don't know how long it's been. Anyway guys, take care. See you later. Cheers.